following form ordinance. An ordinance amending the code of ordinance of the city of Humboldt, Iowa, amending chapter 99, section 2 pertaining to sanitary sewer rental rates.
This ordinance updates the sewer rates, the current CPI changes also. They were also included in the budget and extends the CPI updates for another 5 fiscal years into the future. One other change, it strikes the Humboldt High School football field from preferential treatment because they no longer use city water to irrigate.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Slater?
Aye.
Scholl?
Aye.
Rusher?
Aye.
Davis?
Aye. That's the last of our scheduled items, Aaron.
I just wanted to make sure everybody saw the police reports. This is for April. I'll have May. We're going to have another meeting with Dean coming up here to talk about the next round, how things went during May. Pretty normal month as far as what the officers went out on and what they filed reports on. So kind of gives you an idea of what's going on with the police department. Seems like there's been a lot of good cases they brought forward recently. Had a few go out on federal charges, so that's always good when you can get some bad guys locked up. So, other than that, I wanted to mention the Parks guys. They did a fantastic job. Memorial Day is always a really awful time of year for them as they're trying to get the pool ready and trying to get all the parks in shape for Memorial Day weekend.
And the cemetery looked great.
They did a fantastic job, and I really commend them for all the work they put in. So every time of year has its own special challenges. The street department guys get some interesting winters where they don't get a lot of sleep, and the parks guys, every year they get a Memorial Day rush to try and get everything together. So they did a good job on that, and definitely, if you see them, tell them thanks. They did a good job. I give the bridge update. I guess other than that, it seems like construction season's in full swing, and
We see they're working on the sidewalk.
it's got the clearing and grubbing. Hobie's come in and done some work on that. So it seems like
When are they moving utility poles? Any idea?
I know Mid-American wanted the clearing and grubbing to be done, and then they were going to come in. And they also were concerned about some of the grading because they didn't want to put their poles in and then have them get undermined by some of the work on the grading. So I think Hovey and Mid-American are working together to make sure that everything's ready for them so that when they move those poles over, they're going to be stable and won't need to be held or won't get undermined. From the meeting, it seems like there's not going to be any issues because they're actually, the slope is actually being built up, and part of it's not so much excavation into it as building it up and then having a retaining wall and sidewalk on top of it. So I don't think there's much concern about that. Do you have any updates on the sidewalk?
No, they weren't down there today. They just had a short crew last week, just 2 people down there. Started on some embankment. The area's grubbed now, Mid-American's aware of that it is grubbed to be able to come in there and move their poles. So that's not a lot went on last week with it. Like I said, they were a little short-staffed, but the word is they were going to come this week, but it's a little wet out there. I don't know if they got sidetracked somewhere else. So.
That's all I got.
Okay. Gloria?
No?
Darryl?
No.
Nope.
No, I don't.
Well, the only thing I do, since I wasn't here last, I'll just make a notation of all the service anniversaries in May, and Andy Eck is starting his 37th year with the city, and Sierra Vorland, her service anniversary was in May also, and then a Chris Jeeber, he was too. Hey, and then the only other thing, I think there's a property foreclosure, vacant property at 310 6th Street South, and it's on the corner of 4th Avenue South too, that it's the lawn, and it's really out of control and looks absolutely terrible. I didn't know if the property owner was not gonna take care of that, if that would need to be something that we would need to address, or,
Actually, that's been mowed today.
Oh, just today?
Yeah.
Okay,
We
well,
sent out a letter, I'm pretty sure I know which one that is, that one's a every year issue.
Okay.
And, we've sent out probably about, I don't know, maybe 20 letters over the last
Okay,
3 days. And so, a lot of them grass, some of them paint. You know, this is the time of year that we try and catch up on all the paint violations, so you can't really send it. You can't send it in September and say, well, you got a month, go ahead and try and get it done. So, you know, we've sent out a lot of ordinance enforcement letters, and grass especially, the idea with that is that you send one notice, and then once they've had their warning, the tickets will go out, to the individuals who don't respond. And so it should be a lot easier this year than it has been in previous years when you send a letter and then you'd have to, you know, look at it. My intention is to, Officer Jones has been doing a really good job with, working with Carrie and helping with ordinance enforcement. And so, he's getting CC'd on all the letters we send out so that he can follow up in a way that we can't, because we're just, you know, not out dealing as
yeah,
much.
I think I just noticed it like the end of last week or over the
Yeah.
weekend too. Hey, and then another issue that came up for question was when we were touring the new homes on 7th Avenue South project last week with the realtors. Somebody had brought up the fact that the property to the south, on South Fifth Street, there's like a Menards storage truck sitting down there, and I don't think and it's been there forever, but it's not sitting on any gravel or anything like that, so I didn't know.
No, just behind the house.
It's behind the house though.
Is it?
There's no
You just can't be
requirement.
up front.
Yeah.
Okay, it's off to the side and to the back. I
Mhm.
guess they were worried about the aesthetic value of it, you know, looking south. They didn't necessarily want to look at all that, but they did. I just thought it looked okay. So nothing we can really do about
I
that.
don't see it when the corn grows 7 foot tall.
No,
Maybe
if
some
it's,
beans,
if
huh?
it's a junk vehicle and it's back there, if it's not, you know, any junk vehicles can be required to be moved. But the parking of working registered vehicles, only applies from the back of the foundation of the house forward, so
Okay.
the side
Okay.
yards and then the front yards.
It's off to the side and it's
Yeah.
back further. In fact, I think it's got a roll-up back on it, so they might be using it for storage. It might be you know, like a storage container. I don't know if it's an actual operable vehicle, but it's, you know, I think they're using it for storage, so
Sure.
didn't know. No,
Okay.
thank you. Smiling.
No, I just didn't want to jump. I have been asked for a request for the fair, for a Humboldt County Fair, Queen and stuff, so they would like to have people register for that anyway. I know there hasn't been many looking for that position anyway, but if someone would like to be Humboldt County Fair Queen, then please come in. I don't actually know where you go for that, but wherever you go for Fair Queen anyway, that they're looking for nominations or people and stuff anyway.
The only thing I would, just a reminder for the primary elections tomorrow, I would just encourage everybody to get out and vote for, while we have the opportunity and the freedom and the liberty to do all that kind of stuff, not taken for granted.
Also, MediaCom, if you are looking at channel 20 on your MediaCom channel, will now be channel 10, and you will need a rescan to continue viewing channels 19 and 21. I don't know what a rescan is, but if you need that, you need to go and get that anyway, so. Information from MediaCom anyway. The Zinnel House is down, property that burned is down, we got the building moved this weekend, so it's looking much better, at least anyway, so we have that property cleaned up, so at least we don't have that eyesore to look at driving by, so. Thank you to Jens and Robeck for getting that taken care of and stuff anyway, so. With that, we need a motion to schedule Monday, June 16th, 2014 at 5:30 PM as the date and time for the next regular meeting of the Humboldt City Council to adjourn this session at 6:17 PM.
So move.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you and good night.